What's up, YouTube? Um, this is the continuation of the how-to video. So now you've got the casting apart and you're wanting to do a wheel swap. Let's show you how to do that. So let's turn the camera around and go to the next stage of customizing a Hot Wheels. Okay, so you've gotten it apart, you got it drilled apart, popped apart, and you're gonna put different wheels on it. These little tabs here, sometimes you can just pull this out, especially if you're not going to do anything with these. You can just pop it out. It might bend the axle a little bit. Because I usually reuse even the plastic wheels because I do lots of customizing. Take one of these, just cut it, and it pops out. Ideally, if you're just doing simple wheel swaps, you'll want to find something that just pops in there, that just fits right in there. Now when you pop them out like I just did, usually they won't pop back in because they didn't spread apart far enough. You'll just take something like this is the little wrench for the Dremel, or you can take your little screwdriver, just kind of pry them apart a little bit like that. Pop it down in there. Just nice little wheel swap. Now the wheels have been swapped out, but you want it to stay together. This is where it varies from person to person on how they will do it. Some people just glue it, just put you a dab of glue or epoxy right in there, let it set and dry up, and that's a simple enough way. I use it because sometimes I might want to take these apart. I get this. This is a tap from I found it on Amazon. It's a T56 tap, and you'll see this is how you make the grooves to put the screw in there. And what you do is you just line it up with the pilot hole that we drilled in with the Dremel, and you just twist it. I got the handle that you see me twisting from Amazon also. I ordered this stuff when I didn't have any stores to go to, so Amazon has a lot. But you just work it in a little bit and be easy. These things will break, but you just keep twisting, pull it back out, twist it back out, kind of knock some of the stuff off. Okay, that should be deep enough. These here are the screws. Which is the T56 button head screws. Found these on Amazon also. I'll try to put maybe descriptions and links in the description part of the video so that you can know. Kind of easy place to get them. I'm gonna want one of these, an Allen head. This kind of is the same size. I'm not sure exactly what. Well, maybe it says it 0.05, if that's the right thing. But yeah, I got this at Harbor Freight. Just put the little screw on there and line it up and screw it in there. And then you just repeat it on the other end. And then it's put together and you have a nice just basic wheel swap. From that to that. Looks pretty cool. So, what do you do if you don't have wheels that just pop in there? You have to make your own custom axles. Let's show you how to do that. This is just, sometimes they don't line up, and you might want a set of wheels that would really look good on a casting, but it's either too big or not big enough. So this has both. Well, I'll redo this one because it's bent anyways, but just to show you how it's done. So this one you see is too long for the front, so it kind of sticks out. It looks kind of wonky. So to get started, the way you do it, when you're just gonna cut a part off like that, stick it like this. Pull the wheels all the way to one side and put it back through there. Take your cutting tool and just cut the part that's sticking out like that. Actually, this one doesn't cut these very well. The metal is very hard on the axles that come with the Hot Wheels, so you get a sturdier one. Let's get a sturdier one, and there you go. Now, let's see if I can show you on the advanced wheel swaps what to do. Clean a little area up here. Some of the things you'll need, I got this off Amazon, a small anvil. You don't have to use one of these. It does help when you don't, to do this. A pair of tweezers. These that are, have they hold themselves together. Spring, I guess. You're going to want that. You're going to want some super glue. I got this at Hobby Lobby. Used my 40% off coupon. You're going to want axle rod material, which is, I believe it's 0.32 brass rod. I think you can get it at hobby stores, Hobby Lobby. I got it off of Amazon. If I'm saying the size is wrong, I will correct it in the description with links to where I purchased these things at from Amazon. You're going to want that. You're going to want their jewelry beads. I got these off of Amazon also. A lot of this stuff I've had for a while. But they're real tiny. But you just put it right here on the anvil. Another thing I use it's a watchmaker's hammer. I got it off of Amazon also. Looks like this. Has different things you can change the ends out. But those are the supplies you'll need. And since we're not using the axle rod yet, since we're just shortening up a pre-existing axle, you're going to want to get your super glue. Dab a little bit on the end of it. Line it up with the little bead. This takes practice. Poke it down in there. I flip it over and then do a little tap with a hammer so that it's on there. And then just kind of let it dry. It dries pretty quick when you do the super glue, but don't pull it all the way yet. I usually let it sit while I do the next one. Okay, so that was one when you're just shortening up a pre-existing axle. Now, you've got your axle material for one that you have to do a complete one. So, cut the axle. And on the ones that aren't bent, Like this one is bent, I won't save it. But the ones that aren't bent, when I'm redoing axles, I will snip off just the very end of it and save it, because I reuse them on some customs where I put it into it when I'm just have to do one side. So that comes in handy down the road. I do save those. So anyways, get your bead ready. Take your axle rod, put a little glue on the end of it. Well, that's a lot of glue. You don't need that much. Sorry about that, guys. Ran out of memory. Okay. Pick it up. We got it on there. Just kind of do that softly to get it all the way on there. Once it's on there, take your wheels. Be sure and put them on the right way. I've done it the wrong way before. But you put both of them on there. Right like that. And this place where it's going to be going on the car, which these are the rear wheels, line it up in the back. Like that again. Take your cutters. And you're going to want to hold both because it will shoot it out. So I kind of put my thumb on the back here and then cut it so that it, and hold two of the fingers on that so that it doesn't throw pieces around, because it will, and you don't want to lose this stuff. Okay, so you got that done. Get another bead. Too much. Take your little hammer. You don't want to hit too hard. It will bend the brass rod. The brass rod is very soft compared to the rod that comes with the Hot Wheels. So anyways, got that taken care of. Be sure and put your lid back on the glue so it don't dry out. Alright, so that's how the front one was just the basic, or shortening up a pre-existing rod. So you only have to do one side. That's kind of blurry. So you only have to do one side. So that was easy. Popped it down in there. And with these again, the brass is very soft. So be careful when you're putting it in the casting. Oh, those are backwards. Alright, so it's in there. And then you just put your screws back in. And you're done. Basic wheel swap. Done real quick. And this little container I picked up at Dollar Tree. Works perfect for these little things like the beads and little screws. And you don't have to do the screws. Some people glue it and it works just fine. I end up taking these apart again sometimes. So there's the basic wheel swap right there. And advanced wheel swap. We did the custom axles. Once again, some of the things you might want to pick up is a little anvil, a jeweler's anvil, the beads, axle rod, little screws. Put them back together. I use the hammer. So that's it. Now I will tell you that the castings with a metal base are harder to do. You can cut the tabs off on some of them, Some of the ones with metal bases, I end up having to cut with the Dremel. I use the little round disc to, let me see if I can find one. Yeah, I use this sometimes to do it, because they are hard to do. And so sometimes you have to cut those out. I mean, it's the same process, but it's harder to get the axles out. Once I do one that has a metal base, I will kind of show you some tricks on that. I have tricks too, like sometimes your wheels won't be in. You want them to stick out a little further or something. And once I do a custom like that, I'll show you some more secrets along the way once we do this. But there you go. That's a tutorial on how to do a wheel swap on a Hot Wheels. So stay tuned. The next one, I think we will do the next stage if you're going to customize one on stripping paint and some painting techniques that I use. I mean, everybody has a different way of doing things, so these are just the ways I do things. So anyway, stay tuned for more tutorials on how to customize Hot Wheels. This is Smooth Criminal signing out. Be good or be good at it.